So in today's video I plan to use mostly Bourjois products, and I will start with this Healthy Mix concealer. This is number 53, so it's a little bit dark, but I will use it just as a primer because yeah, I think they're really good if you have really oily eyelids, which I don't, but I used to use it before, like really as a concealer, but since it's really like it dries up completely and it doesn't move, so it's better for oily skin, I believe so. Other than that, I really like the colors that they have. So noises in the background would be one of my sons playing on his computer with his friends, so he gets a bit excited sometimes, yeah. So, to continue with the Bourjois theme, I have those two like quads, neutral, both of them neutral. One is cool toned and one is like warmer colors, cool toned, warmer toned. So I probably use these and probably some of the intense eyeshadows that they have because they are really good too. The only thing with these that I don't like is they could have put a more useful color in the middle, because this shimmer with fallout, it's really not very useful and practical at all. Yeah, so that is really a bummer. Other than that, the eyeshadows themselves are really buttery and smooth, and they do have a nice pigmentation. So yeah, that's the only thing I have to say about those. Middle color could have been something else. So I will start taking this cool toned taupe color, probably with a brush like this. Dip it in there and kind of, they have some kind of a sheen those, but it's not very, you know, it's not shimmery or anything like that, but they do have like a satin kind of finish, all of them, I feel. So since the lightest color in these palettes has not the middle color, the lightest of the other colors, has a primer in it, I will use, that's the one I used also from here in the crease, that one, that's the lightest one. So I will use the lightest one from the warmer palette and put it down here. Find a nice brush for it. That is. Alright, just a brush like that. So I'm taking this warmer color from here, which is kind of a bronzy gold, beigey gold. It's not very, you know, that kind of color. Very useful palettes, these two at least, you know, and they blend really nicely, of course, together. Maybe not of course, but they do blend together. And I chose on purpose, you know, a warmer and a cooler tone palette, because I kind of like doing that anyways when I do my makeup. So then I have a cool tone here, warmer tone here, and that tends to be really good for my neutral skin. Now for the brow one, I'm taking this 52, I believe, yes, from the Healthy Balance Bourjois powder. It looks like this, the package. And I don't like it as much as the MAC powder here, but you know, yeah, put it the right way, it's better. But it's okay, you know. It's a little bit more powdery looking than the MAC powder, I'd say. It is a nice powder though, but you know. So now I'll take the cooler toned, this medium dark color, and the fluffy brush like that, and I will put this one in the crease. Start here. And then I'm taking the bigger, fluffier brush just to blend the two with the powder that I added here. So I took a brush like this, an angled brush, and a warmer palette and a medium color, and I put it under the eye like that. So now I'm taking the same palette, I think, and the darkest color, just for liner. And I might add still a black, also from Bourjois, but one of the intense colors, just to make the outer corner a bit more, you know, smooth. I'm taking now this also Bourjois color. It's intense black, like that. And it's really black and nice. So I'm taking this one with the same brush like that. A little bit more closer, you know, to the eyelashes again that are really blonde as always. And this one is really nice wet too, so I might add it a little bit wet later, but I will start with it just dry like this. So after the black shadow, I'm just taking a smaller blending brush like this, a round brush, blending it slightly inside like that, not too seriously. If you use it wet, it will become, of course, much more intense. Everything, actually, of course, as always. Now, an eyeshadow that is in the usual pot like this, from the Bourjois color, it's number 8. And this is one of the, I said, the only one that's really good. Maybe not the only one, but the only one that I have that I really care for, you know, having is this one in number 8. It's a light color for the inner corner and a tiny little bit here. It's kind of shiny, so I wouldn't use it too much, you know, up there on the brow bone, but you know, a tiny bit is okay. So I'm taking this one and really slightly up here. Tell you the truth, this taupe color is kind of really shiny too, so it might be a bit too much, but since usually I don't do it. It's like a satin, but kind of strong satin color in this one. Nice for the inner corner, so I'm taking the same brush even it's a bit big. In the inner corner, slightly in here, and maybe under a tiny bit as well. Like that. So I took this clubbing waterproof kohl liner, also from Bourjois, just for the beginning here, maybe not all the way even, like I have it on the other side. I hope it won't look like too abrupt that I stop it, so I'm taking it slightly like that. Sometimes it just looks too abrupt when I don't go all the way, but if I go all the way, I don't like the look on me, so. And I have a tight line as well. So I tried using the darkest color on top of the smudging, you know, or the black pencil, but it makes it, you know, a little bit shiny since it's a bit satin and it's lighter than the black. So I'm taking this one again, using that one over the black, you know. Yeah, it's much better for this. And of course, just to blend a little bit around the black one. So in the end, a really intense smoky eye, but that's of course what I kind of wanted to do. So let's say, so as not to lose this light color from the middle, I will take it again. It was this one from the warmer palette. I will take that color again, just here in the middle, kind of to make it a little bit lighter maybe. And then a little bit, tiny blending with this one. Just like that, it's enough. So I can say also this one, you see it does stay on, and usually on my eyes it doesn't stay on because I usually start with watery eyes, nothing. I don't even feel that I have it there, so this one is a really good kohl liner, for the waterline especially, because yeah, I mean I have other pencils that I can use around and smudge, but this one is also very soft, and it goes on easily, you don't have to work on it so hard, you know, and it's waterproof. So just to show you another idea that I think it's better than using the middle color of these quads, which is really chunky glitter that it's hard to clean up from your face after. This is also from Bourjois, and it's the 24-hour, what they call it, color edition. And this one, yeah, they look like this. So this one is really lightest gold that they have. Now the only thing with these is that I don't like putting my fingers into products. And it's very hard to take it out from here and put on your lid nicely without sticking your fingers in them. So I think you kind of have to work a bit on these products to make them, you know, I'm kind of putting it on my hand after, mushing it together, and then I'm sticking it over, and then it works better. You kind of have to make them softer somehow, or, you know, something like that. So I tend to do that, but I also like this look like a lot, but this gives of course a little bit more of a, you know, sheen in the middle of the eyelid like that. So or this or that, what do you prefer? Now I don't have a primer from Bourjois. I think they do have one. I don't think they have it here though. So I'm just gonna use this Healthy Mix serum. I believe I have also Healthy Mix, the Healthy Mix foundation itself, the usual one, which is a bit more drier and more covering. This one is less covering but less drying. But I will use this one because I don't want to open the other one yet. yeah, finish up some foundations. So this one is in number 52, I believe. Yeah, it's 52. And as I said, this one is not so covering, so I will probably have to use a concealer if I use this one alone. I usually use this one with the Shiseido foundation, the long-lasting one, and then it's really like kind of covering. But I wanted to just use the Bourjois products today as much as I can, just so that you know that you will see what it's doing by itself. Now I added this foundation twice, the serum, and you can see it's really luminous and then I took a sponge over it. Luminous and kind of transparent. Yeah, so you can still see redness on my skin and everything, but it does feel really good on the skin. So now I could, you know, use, of course, this concealer here, but it will make a completely different finish. This dries up as a powder kind of look, so it will destroy the whole look of the foundation, like yeah, make it look different completely. Also with the coverage, suddenly there would be like a, you know, I would have to put it all over, or just, you know, yeah, it's a bit like that with it. So that's why I stopped kind of using this one as a concealer for my face. So I will just try and slightly maybe blend those two together. Maybe that will work too. And go over here a little bit. And you know, there is a little bit of a redness all over, I feel. But that's just the way this foundation is by itself. So, and that's also why I usually use it all together with a healthy mix. When I have one of those, you know, foundations, and now I have one, but I didn't open it yet because I want to finish some old things. And so I prefer using it with the Shiseido for now. But today I didn't, so that's the look this one gives by itself. So I decided to try the concealer and this one together. Concealer is darker, but you know, because it's a little bit too dark. But I will try and mix those two together, and straightly you have a much thicker consistency. And now for sure I use the sponge straight on, because that one dries, the concealer dries up. So I will do one side, and I will use them also under the eye, just to see what this will do under the eye area. And around the nose, a little bit here. And straightly the sponge. And you can see there's much more coverage, of course. This concealer is really like full-on concealer. And this actually might work. So then for someone who wants the luminosity that I really like from this foundation, and if you like this concealer just for, you know, covering spots, or which I think it's better for. Now I'm really blabbling, huh? But it seems to work kind of well actually. Yeah, so before it dries up on my hand I will put it here. On the other side, same way. Like that. Now I went overboard around the eye. In the hair. Turned around, it's too full already here. And here too. Okay. So it does give a really nice finish together, actually. So, and it doesn't dry up like that one by itself, the concealer by itself. So I suppose that's a good alternative to having, you know, one more foundation. Why not? So I will just go over now and set the foundation and also under eye. And I will try and use this Bourjois powder. I don't remember using it under my eyes, but I will try that too. So I'm taking a clean brush like this. Some powder. I really have to push this in the skin. And make sure there's no, you know, in the lines before I put the powder on, because that's how it's gonna stay after. So I'm making a funny face like that, especially when we have a lot of wrinkles. Kind of rolling it in there. And let's say this is not something I will do every day at all. Like most of the time, I just have sunscreen under my eye and just a tiniest bit of something on top without powder, because yeah, but for the picture, you know, it kind of makes it look really funny if you're too shiny under your eye. So I'm kind of doing it for that, and I'm adding some more of this here too, because I think this is a little bit too shiny up here for my taste. So I'm adding a little bit of this powder up here too, since it's a little bit too shiny, all this here. It's satin, but it's kind of, you know, a bit too much, since all of it is. And also I added this cream to powder eyeshadow here in the middle, which is really shiny. So just to, you know, take it down a notch here. So now I'm using the same powder all over the face with this kind of a brush, just to really set it and maybe get a little bit more. And here it's in the lines. So hello sponge. I have this pot in number 5, and it does say eyeshadow on it, but I use it as a highlighter, you know, because it's really nice for a highlighter. And I'm taking just a brush like this, I believe, kind of dense, because these usual pots are kind of hardly pressed, or, you know, something with them that makes it kind of hard to get the product out. So I'm just using it here, dabbing it in, and it's kind of subtle, not sparkly. That's why this one is really nice, because everything else is kind of full on over there. So just like that. And so I find these blushes, even if I want to show you what it looks like, you know, I just touches, it's hard. It's not soft at all. It's hard like a stone. You kind of really have to push it in, and then you get a surface on it, which I usually don't touch my products with my fingers. And then you get a color out that's really pretty, but it's hard to use this. So that's why I use it with this kind of stiff, scratchy brush, I have to say. Not the nicest brush ever at all, to get any color from it. So tell me if you have a good way or reason why these are like this. I'd like to know. And then I just take a softer brush like this to blend it out a bit more. So they're really pretty once you get them on, but to get them there, I find it's kind of a, yeah, not really worth it if you ask me. So I'm taking another one of these, and this is number 72. And it looks like that. This one is actually a little bit, this one, a little bit more orange, a little bit easier to get out, but I'm still using the same brush. Yeah. So just to get some kind of a more of a bronzed thing into this look, a little bit up here. Now I find the lip pencils from Bourjois are really nice and creamy. They don't last forever, but you know, sometimes it's just really nice to have something good for you, that it's not just drying and staying on, because all those stay on ones tend to be drying, to me at least. So this one is number 1, Nude Wave. Really nice, pretty pink like that. Now for really like simple look, I could just take this 12 Hour Rouge Edition in number 2. It's also Bourjois, and it looks like that, really like nude, kind of a plum grey beige nude. Yeah, but if I want something more of a color, which I think I do, I would have to go for something else. So that's just one option, you know, keep it really simple. Maybe even a different lip liner for it, but I think it might even work. Yeah, of course it does. Just like that, really simple. And these are very nice on the lips, I have to say. Very, very nice.